Hello sailors. I can honestly say that I never imagined that when Rob took up dinghy sailing for something to do after hip surgery ended his kickboxing days, that 7 years later it would lead us here, living full-time on a sailboat in the Mediterranean, about to set off on our first overnight passage of the season to the Balearics. We've got the boat, we've got you, and we've got you along for the ride. Thanks for joining us, sailors. Let's do this.
Aye aye! Sunday morning, not a cloud in the sky, and today we leave our abandoned marina to head over to the Balearic Islands. There's not really much of interest further north on the mainland of Spain in terms of anchorages and stuff like that. So we've decided just to kind of make a long hop. It's an overnighter today. It's 112 nautical miles. So at 5 knots, kind of just under 24 hours. We set off at about 10 o'clock in the morning. So if we do get a little bit faster than 5 knots, we should still arrive in daylight. I don't think we'll do less than 5 knots, to be honest with you, with the wind forecast. So yeah, we should arrive at some time between, I'd say, 8 and 10 a.m. tomorrow. We're going to the west side of Formentera because we're going to be anchoring, and the wind direction tomorrow is going to be coming from the east, and therefore we want to be on the west side of the island so we get a bit of protection. We were going to do this passage yesterday. There was more than enough wind for it, and it was coming from a good direction, but we've been beaten up so much by the wind, by the actual wind, with the forecasts being a bit inaccurate, that when the forecast says it's kind of getting up to 26, 27, 28, in our experience, add 10, and that kind of turns a lovely brisk sail into a when's it going to be over type of sail. So we decided to wait until today when we're expecting between 15 and 20 knots from the same direction, from the southeast. We came out and we were head to wind, but we're out of the shadow or the lee of a headland down there, and the wind has veered around nicely onto the beam. Currently at 16.5 knots. We're doing 5.7 knots speed over ground. So happy days. The only issue is that tonight, at about midnight, the wind has the potential to drop off entirely. So we might have to motor for the last kind of 7 to 8 hours. We will see. Really nervous setting off, always kind of nervous when you do overnight sails and stuff like that, and more nervous with the wind forecast than anything else. But we shall see what we get. It's certainly a beautiful day. I just realised as well, today we leave mainland Europe. First time since I think we set off, really. And we won't be back to the mainland for a good while. It's island life for us now. We've got the Balearics. We're going to go on to Sardinia, Sicily. We're going to go down to Malta for the winter for reasons that will become clear later on. So yeah, it's weird to see it fading into the distance. You can kind of just still see it, but that'll be it. In a couple of hours we won't see it again for at least a year. Reach out loves being on a reach. I think everyone who sails likes being on a reach. It's a fast point to sail. We're currently doing kind of 7.2 knots. Our theoretical hold speed, maximum hold speed, is about 8 knots. We tend not to go there though, because it does, handling is a lot more difficult at that speed, and there's a lot of power going through the boat when you're going that fast. So we tend to sail her a bit more gently. And I mean, I could easily do full speed at the moment. I could easily get it up to 8 knots, but there's no need. In fact, you know, if the gusts get up to kind of 24, 25, I will reef the mainsail. But 20 knots on the beam, reach out handles it like a professional.
I make it tea o'clock. Time to get the kettle on, because no matter where we drop the hook, we are still very, very British.
How you feeling, skipper?
Good. Yeah, just keep an eye on what the wind's doing. It's been quite consistent though. It's not really gusting any more than 23.
Yeah.
Staying on the same angle. All good.
How's the sea state?
It's alright. I wouldn't want to go upwind in it. Every now and again, like a rogue bit of swell comes through and just takes us at a slightly different angle. It's
Yeah.
a bit more disconcerting, but generally speaking, it's okay. Would I prefer it flat so I could just lounge around and read? Yes, but I'll take it.
Yeah. Wind speed started to get up to 24 knots, so we've given the Genoa a little bit of a reef, just a few turns around the forestay. Just taking a little bit of power out the boat. The speed's still good though. 4 hours in and we've done nigh on 30 mile, so I can't really complain at that. We will need to slow down though. We get there at 2 o'clock in the morning at this rate, which will be no good. We don't want to arrive anchoring in the dark in a place we've never been before. And also in the Balearics, we're looking on the lookout for seagrass. It's a specific kind of seagrass. Faye can remember the name, I can't. And you're not allowed to anchor in it, obviously, because it's a protected ecosystem. They do have people that check. There's an app for that, so you can kind of see GPS where the kind of grass is, and you can just try and anchor outside of that. But we would rather anchor in the daylight, just so that we know what the crack is, where you can see the land, you can see the sea, you can see your anchor, you can see everything. Much more preferable. No sign of abating yet though, the wind. It's still hitting 22, 23 knots in the gusts, although it's coming down to kind of 16 knots when it's not on the gust, which is about 10% of the time. I reckon it's 90% gust at the moment. And the sea state's a bit sloppy. It's rolling us about a little bit, but nothing we haven't kind of experienced before. So yeah, just going to wait for the wind to drop a little bit and I'll make a nice ham sandwich. Well, that took some making. Holy baloney. Yum yum. Well, time is at 3 or 4 o'clock now, and we were expecting the wind to die off per the forecast, which is the opposite to what it's done every day since we've been sailing in the Med. Usually in the late afternoon it goes mental. And actually the gusts there just got up to 27 knots. So we've reefed the mainsail. We put one reef in and we're still doing 6.5 knots. Could get more out of her, but it's rounding up, like when the swell comes through, the boat wants to round up. So I'm happy to just keep that extra power out of the boat for now. Out the sails, and we seem to be sailing along nicely. But forecasts, look, there were 6 forecasts today. 6 forecasts I checked, and yeah, they all said that we're going to be dying off. We can't look a gift horse in the mouth, we're still sailing, but if it carries on like this, we'll get there at 2 o'clock in the bloody morning. So we'll have to slow down somehow.
We'll just do laps of the island.
You just do laps of Formentera, right? Oh, in the dark, right? Sounds like a great idea, right? Mediterranean action shot.
Yeah, sea state's a bit sloppy now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just waiting for the winds to calm down, so hopefully the sea will follow.
What's the wind speed now?
13.
And what's our boat speed?
5.6.
Okay.
We've taken the reef out of the Genoa.
Yeah, still got a reef in the mainsail though, haven't we? So we might shake that out in a little bit, see how it goes. We're actually all right with this speed because we've gone so fast.
We don't want to get there too early. We don't want to do anything in the dark. So yeah, we'll just chill. Stay at 5.5.
Yeah.
Even if we go down to 4, it doesn't really matter.
Nah, we could even be happy with 3 for a bit.
Really?
Yeah.
Awesome.
So as Faye was saying, the wind has died down a bit now. We're down to 13 knots, kind of gusting about 18. The decrease in wind speed has happened a lot later than forecast, but that's actually all right because we're about halfway now, I think. And it's kind of about 6 o'clock-ish. Sun's coming down. It's getting nice and it's been one of those days where you've been in the wind to get cool, and then you freeze. So you then get in the sun to get warm.
And then boil.
Lizard style. Lizard style. And the wind has dropped. 12.5 knots now. I'm still on the same wind angle though, so we're on a bit of a broad reach. Doing 5 knots, which is fine. Get there about 9 o'clock in the morning, 8 o'clock in the morning, something like that. So now we begin the process of getting rid of the sun cream. Oh, I love this bit of the day. This is our solar shower. You bang a bit of water in that, you stick it on the deck. It's hot water, isn't it?
Yeah, it's nice and toasty.
Yeah, we're just going to use that. Ah, that's better, isn't it?
Yes, much cleaner.
Ooh, it feels so much better. That's bloody sun cream off.
Fresh roll of deodorant.
Why can't why can't someone invent sun cream that's like
Nice.
not minging? It does the job though. I mean, I'm not, at least I'm not pink. So yes, we've taken all the reefs out the sails now. We've got a full rig. We've got 11 knots on the beam. We're doing 5.2 knots, which is fine. That should get us in about 9 o'clock in the morning. Job's a good one. Of course, the wind has lightened, but the sea state is still reflective of
Yeah, no one's told the sea.
the big wind that we've had all day. So it's sloppy. Looking forward to that catching up with the wind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we've had to put the preventer on. That's all right now. So now we're just kind of ready to kind of settle down and start thinking about what's going to happen through the night when things go bump in the night. No, I don't think anything will go bump in the night. Hopefully nothing goes bump in the night. Oh, no, I've said it now, haven't I?
You're going to stress yourself out now.
Oh, dear.
So the idea was, well, we were going to have tea about 5 o'clock. It's now like 6:30 or something. We haven't had tea. But
Dinner.
then I was going to take 6 till 9. You were going to do 9 till 12, 12 till 3, 3 till 6. But you're pretty determined that you'll just not go. You'll not be able to chill out for this first watch, are you?
I can't start to go to sleep at 6 o'clock at night.
You don't have to go to
I'm
sleep.
a
you
party
just have
animal,
to
man.
Chill.
Oh, chill. What does that mean?
Just sit down or just lie down, close your eyes, listen to a podcast, relax.
I'd rather sail the boat. I'll tell you what I'm looking forward to though, there isn't a cloud in the sky, and when we did our night in Biscay, oh, the stars. And also, when we were in Almerimar and the Spanish power cut, you might have heard about that in the news. Well, of course, we still had power, and internet. People were coming up to us asking us for updates to see if we knew any information. So, I mean, that cost them a fortune. Like, I charged them £50 a fact. But no, the stars in Almerimar that night were great as well without the light pollution. It is a treat to be out in the middle of somewhere without any light pollution and see the stars at night. I think it should be mandatory on the NHS. People should at least have to see it once or twice a year. That and maybe together. I think maybe everyone should have to do it. And can I say that?
No, actually, I think like drug references might be a little.
Oh. Anyway, should be on the NHS seeing the stars and psychedelic experiences and stuff like that. Once a year, everyone, the country will be in a much better state, I guarantee it. On that note, when you do an overnight passage, it's nice to have a meal already made. Here comes Yui, the chicken bear.
She can smell it. it?
She can. So I made this last night. Bit of garlic chicken. It's like a Spanish tapas garlic chicken. Have I made this? I have not made this.
I don't think you've made it on camera, no.
I haven't made it on camera. Maybe I will. Yes, so we will now enjoy this kind of almost sunset-y, sail-y type dinner in the cockpit.
Lovely.
Very nice. Well, not sure what the wind's doing because it's supposed to die, but it's been increasing actually, and we've got 18 knots on the beam. So we've reefed them in. As you can see behind me, the sun is about to go down, just in about 40 minutes or something like that. So I better get it done now in the light while we can see what we're doing and we're both up and stuff. And what that means is that if it does increase it in wind speed, when it gets dark, the reef's already in. We haven't reefed the genuine, that's still on full, so we've always got that to go next as well. So I think we're all right. I can't see it getting any stronger really. Famous last words, but we're ready just in case.
As the sun sets for the day, and sets on our time on the mainland, we take in the endless and clear horizon. 360 degrees of solitude. No other vessels, nothing. There is no one in sight. And yet, we don't feel exposed or isolated or lonely. We have everything we need right here. Each other. So as the skies darken, we think less of fear and more of freedom. It is a privilege to have this much space in a crowded world.
Well, that's me all tucked up for my watch. The next 3 hours of mine, 9 till 12. I've done all the hours before this as well, to be honest with you. The crew, you can't get the crew these days, honestly. Terrible. You pay them a fortune as well. Oh, she's there. Good.
Hi, it is 2:30 in the morning now. The stars are amazing. Little bit chilly. Not as cold as, you know, sailing in the UK or crossing Biscay. And I was kind of just thinking about how far we've come as physically how far we've come from the UK, but how far I've come in terms of like my level of comfort with sailing. When I first got on a sailboat, it was a flotilla holiday in Greece, and I was scared to walk across the passerelle and just get on the boat. I was convinced I was going to fall in the water. And like any movement, once we went off sailing, any movement of the boat, I would just be sat in the cockpit, all my muscles kind of tensed. And although it was an amazing holiday, sailing holidays are a great company and I had a blast, the actual sailing, I thought it was so scary. But then we went on another 2 of these sailing holidays and decided that this is what we wanted to do. And then when we went around the UK, I was still so scared. night. I wouldn't sleep the night before we sailed anywhere. But now, I haven't been scared on a sail for a good while now. I was scared of the orcas. I was definitely scared of the orcas. But so far this season, everything just feels a little bit different. Everything feels more relaxed. I wasn't worried about sailing at night when we were in 40 odd knots. It wasn't great, but I wasn't scared. Come a long way.
And just like that, a pinkish glow on the horizon. Sunrise.
Morning. The sun is coming up and it's beautiful, and I can see Ibiza and Formentera now. So at about 3 o'clock, I was feeling all right. I was due to come off watch at 3, but I was feeling okay, so I told Rob to have an extra hour. About half an hour later, I regretted that decision. For 3:30, my headphones had run out of battery, and I was getting cold and tired. But 4 o'clock, went below deck, actually got a bit of sleep. I am impressed. Very proud of myself. And now it's about 6:15. I've come back up. Rob's gone for another half hour, and I've got a sleepy little Welsh Terrier who just wants cuddles. Wow. She's a good girl. She's been a star. And she hasn't barked at any fenders last night, which was nice.
Good morning. 4 miles to go. It's going to take about an hour at the current speed. Guess what we're doing? That's right, 4 knots. It wouldn't be a passage without an upwind section, would it? Currently got 14 knots, right on the nose. Right where we're aiming at. Wind died during the night, as predicted. Clattering around, the bloody swell was a bit naff actually. I think Faye got a little bit of sleep. I got about 20 minutes, so quite tired at the moment. First cup of tea was glorious. But yeah, we should be anchored in about an hour. And then we're going to launch the dinghy, get the outboard on, take the dog to land. She will need to poo. Quite unusual really, because we've got a swell that's coming from the southwest, but a wind that's coming from the east. This anchorage does have protection from the south and from the east. But I'm looking at the swell at the minute. I think this might wrap around the headland. This could be a rolly anchorage. We'll see. I hope not. Because I could do with some Z's. Little Yui's Yui, what are you doing? Yui, what are you doing? What are you doing? You can smell land, can't you? Did he attack me? Ibiza! Yeah, everyone's living at large over there.
We find our spot in the anchorage, grateful for the cliffs and headland that hold back wind and swell. It is stunning here. With water so clear, we can see our anchor chain resting happily on the sand. This is what we imagined when we dreamed of island life. Shelter, stillness, beauty, our little corner of the Balearics. And for now, it's home. Come back next week when we invite you to spend a day on anchor with us. But be warned.
Rob just got his kit off and jumped in naked.
Like, comment, and please subscribe. It costs you nothing, but really helps us. If you're feeling generous, you can buy us a coffee, link in the description. As always, my nautical friends, fair winds.